Hi guys, I'm back. Today I'm going to read 1 Samuel 16 to 20, Proverbs 11, and Psalm 13. Let's get started. The Lord said to Samuel, "How long will you be filled with sorrow because of Saul? I refuse to have him as king over Israel. Fill your animal with olive oil and go on your way. I am sending you to Jesse in Bethlehem. I have chosen one of his sons to be king." But Samuel said, "How can I go? Suppose Saul hears about it. Then he'll kill me." The Lord said, "Take the young cow with you. Tell the elders of Bethlehem, I've come to offer a sacrifice to you. Invite Jesse to the sacrifice. Then I'll show you what to do. You must anoint for me the one I point out to you." Samuel did what the Lord said. He arrived at Bethlehem. The elders of the town met him. They were trembling with fear. They said, "Have you come in peace?" Samuel replied, "Yes, I've come in peace. I've come to offer a sacrifice to the Lord. Set yourselves apart to him and come to the sacrifice with me." Then he set Jesse and his sons apart to the Lord. He invited them to the sacrifice. When they arrived, Samuel saw Eliab. He thought, "This has to be the one the Lord wants me to anoint with." But the Lord said to Samuel, "Do not consider how handsome or tall he is. I have not chosen him." The Lord does not look at things people look at the outside person, but the Lord looks at what is in the heart. Then Jesse called for Abinadab. He had him walk in front of Samuel. But Samuel said, "The Lord hasn't chosen him." Then Jesse had Shammah walk by. But Samuel said, "The Lord hasn't chosen him either." Jesse had 7 of his sons walk in front of Samuel. But Samuel said to him, "The Lord hasn't chosen any of them." So he asked Jesse, "Are these the only sons you have?" "No," Jesse answered. "My youngest son is taking care of the sheep." Samuel said, "Send for him. We won't sit down to eat until he arrives." So Jesse sent for his son and had him brought in. He looked very healthy. He had a fine appearance and handsome features. Then the Lord said, "Get up and anoint him. This is the one." So Samuel cut the animal horn and that was filled with olive oil. He anointed David in front of his brothers. From that day on, the Spirit of the Lord came powerfully on David. Samuel went back to Ramah. The Spirit of the Lord had left Saul, and an evil spirit sent by the Lord took him. Saul's attendants said to him, "An evil spirit sent by God is terrified. Give us an order to look for someone who can play the harp. He will play it when the evil spirit sent by God comes on me. Then you will feel better." So Saul said to his attendant, "Find someone who plays the harp well. Bring him to me." One of the servants said, "I've seen someone who knows how to play the harp. He is the son of Jesse from Bethlehem. He's a brave man. He would make a good soldier. He's a good speaker. He's very handsome, and the Lord is with him." Then Saul sent messengers to Jesse. He said, "Send me your son David, the one who takes care of your sheep." So Jesse got some bread and a bottle of wine. The bottle was made out of animal skin. He also got a young goat. He loaded everything on the back of a donkey. He sent all of it to Saul with his son David. David went to Saul and began to serve him. Saul liked him very much. David became one of the men who carried Saul's armor. Saul sent a message to Jesse. Saul said, "Let David stay here. I want him to serve me. I'm pleased with him." When the evil spirit sent by God was on Saul, David would go and have him play. That would help Saul. He would feel better, and the evil spirit would leave him. The Philistines gathered their army together for war. They came to Socoh and Judah. They set up camp at Damon. It was between Socoh and Ashdod. Saul and the army of Israel gathered together. They camped in the valley of Elah, and they lined up their men to fight against the Philistines. The Philistine army was camped on the hill. Israel's army was on the hill. The valley was between them. A mighty hero named Goliath came out of the Philistine camp. He was from Gath. He was more than 9 feet tall. He had a bronze helmet on his head. He wore bronze armor that weighed 125 pounds. On his legs, he wore bronze guards. He carried a bronze javelin on his back. His spear was as big as a weaver's rod. Its iron point weighed 15 pounds. The man who carried his shield walked along in front of him. Goliath stood there and shouted to the soldiers of Israel. He said, "Why do you come out and line up for battle? I'm a Philistine. You're servants of Saul. Choose one of your men. Have him come down and face me. If he is able to fight the king, he will become your slave. If but if I win and kill him, you'll become our slaves and servants. Goliath continued, This day I dare the soldiers of Israel to send a man in to fight against me. So when the whole army of Israel heard what the Philistines said, they were terrified. David was the son of Jesse, who belonged to the tribe of Ephraim. Jesse was from Bethlehem in Judah. He had 8 sons. When Saul was king, Jesse was already very old. Jesse's 3 oldest sons had followed Saul into battle. The oldest son was Eliab. The second was Abinadab. The third was Shammah. David was the youngest. The 3 oldest sons followed Saul. But David went back and forth from Saul to Bethlehem. He went to Bethlehem to take care of his father's sheep. Every morning and evening Goliath came forward and stood there. He did it for 40 days. Jesse said to his son David, Get at least half a bushel of grain that has been cooked. Let's get 10 loaves of bread. Take all of it to your brothers. Hurry to their camp. Take all of these 10 chunks of cheese to the commander of the military group. Find out how your brothers are doing. Bring me back some word about them. They are with Saul and all the men of Israel. They are in the valley of Elah. They are fighting against the Philistines. Early in the morning, David left his father's flock in the care of a shepherd. David loaded up the food and started out, just as Jesse had directed. David reached the camp as the army was going there to its battle position. The soldiers were shouting the war cry. The Israelites and the Philistines were lining up their armies for battle. The armies were facing each other. David left what he had brought with the men who took care of the supplies. He ran to the battle lines and asked his brothers how they were. As David was talking with them, Goliath stepped forward from his line. Goliath was a mighty Philistine hero from Gath. He again dared someone to fight him, and David heard it. Whenever Israel's army saw Goliath, all of them ran away from him. That's because they were so afraid. The Israelites had been saying, Just look at how this man keeps daring Israel to fight him. The king will make the man who kills Goliath very wealthy. The king will also give his own daughter to be that man's wife. The king won't require anyone in the man's family to pay any taxes in Israel. David spoke to the men standing near him. He asked, What will be done for the man who kills this Philistine? Goliath is bringing shame on Israel. What will be done for the one who remains? This Philistine isn't even circumcised. He dares the armies of the living God to fight him. Who does he think he is? The men told David what Israel's soldiers had been saying. The men told him what would be done for the man who killed Goliath. David's oldest brother Eliab heard him speaking with the men. So Eliab became very angry with him. Eliab asked him, Why have you come down here? Who is taking care of those few sheep in the desert for you? I know how proud you are. I know how evil your heart is. The only reason you came down here was to watch the battle. What have I done now? Said David. Can't I even speak? Then he turned away to speak to some of them. He asked them the same questions he had asked before, and they gave him the same answer. And they gave him someone heard that what David said and reported it to Saul. So Saul said for David. David said to Saul, Is there anyone lose hope because of that Philistine? I'll go out and fight. Saul replied, You're unable to go out there and fight that Philistine. You are too young. He's been a warrior ever since he was a boy. But David said to Saul, I've been taking care of my father's sheep. Sometimes a lion or a bear would come and carry off a sheep from the flock. Then I would go after it and hit it. I would save the sheep it was carrying in his mouth. If it turned around to attack me, I would grab its head. I would strike it down and kill it. In fact, I've killed both the lion and the bear. I'll do the same thing to this Philistine. He isn't even circumcised. He's dead the armies of the living God to fight him. The Lord saved me from the paw of the lion. He saved me from the paw of the bear. And he'll save me from the powerful hand of this Philistine too. Saul said to David, Go, and may the Lord be with you. Then Saul dressed David in his own military clothes. He put a coat of armor on. He put a bronze helmet on his head. David put on Saul's sword over his clothes. He walked around for a while in all that armor because he wasn't used to it. I can't go out there in all this armor, he said to Saul. I'm not used to it. So he took it off. Then David picked up his winstaff. He went down to his dream and chose 5 smooth stones. He put them in the pocket of the shepherd's bag. Then he approached his sling in his hand and approached Goliath. At that time, the Philistine kept coming closer to David. The man carrying Goliath's shield walked along in front of him. Goliath looked at David and he saw how young he was. He also saw how healthy and handsome he was, and he hated him. He said to David, "Why are you coming at me with sticks? Do you think I'm only a dog?" The Philistine cursed David in the name of his God. "Come over here," he said. "I'll feed your body to the birds and wild animals." David said to Goliath, "You are coming to fight against me with a sword, a spear, and a javelin. But I'm coming against you in the name of the Lord who rules over all. He's the God of the armies of Israel. He's the one you have dared to fight against. This day the Lord will give me the victory over you. I'll strike you dead. I'll cut your head off. This day I'll feed the bodies of the Philistine army to the birds and wild animals. Then the whole world will know there is a God in Israel. The Lord doesn't rescue people by using a sword or a spear, and everyone here will know it. The battle belongs to the Lord. He will hand all of you over to us." As the Philistine moved closer to attack him, David ran quickly to the battle line to meet him. He reached into his bag. He took out a sling. He put it into his sling. He slung out Goliath. The stone hit him on the forehead and sank into it. He fell to the ground on his face. So David won the fight against Goliath with a sling and a stone. He struck down the Philistine and killed him. He did it without even using a sword. David ran and stood over him. He picked up Goliath's sword and cut off his head with it. The Philistines saw that their hero was dead, so they turned around and ran away. So then the men of Israel and Judah shouted and rushed forward. They chased the Philistines to the entrance of Gath. They chased them to the gates of Ekron. Bodies of dead Philistines were scattered all along the road to Gath and Ekron. That's the road that leads to Shaaraim. Israel's army returned from chasing the Philistines. They had taken everything from the Philistine camp. David picked up Goliath's head. He brought it to Jerusalem. He put Goliath's weapons in his own tent. Saul had been watching David as he went out to meet the Philistines. He spoke to Abner, the commander of the army. Saul said to him, "Abner, whose son is that young man?" Abner replied, "Your Majesty, I don't know. Unless it's just as sure as you are alive. The king will find out. So, find out whose son that young man is." After David killed Goliath, he returned to the camp. Then Abner brought him to Saul. David was still carrying Goliath's head. "Young man, whose son are you?" Saul asked him. David said, "I'm the son of Jesse from Bethlehem." David finished talking with Saul. After that, Jonathan and David became close friends. Jonathan loved David just as he loved himself. From that time on, Saul kept David with him. He didn't let him return home to his family. Jonathan made a covenant with David because he loved him just as he loved himself. Jonathan took off the robe he was wearing and gave it to David. He also gave him his military clothes. He even gave him his sword, his bow, and his belt. David did everything Saul sent him to do. He did so well that Saul gave him a high rank in the army. That pleased Saul's whole army, including his officers. After David had killed Goliath, the men of Israel returned home. The women came out of all the towns of Israel to meet King Saul. They danced and sang joyful songs. They played harps and tambourine. As they danced, they sang, "Saul has killed thousands of men. David has killed tens of thousands." That song made Saul very angry. It really upset him. He said to himself, They are saying David has killed tens of thousands of men, but they are saying I've killed only thousands. The only thing left for him to get is the kingdom itself." From that time on, Saul watched David closely. The next day, an evil spirit sent by God came powerfully on Saul. Saul began to prophesy in his house. At that same time, David began to play the harp, just as he usually did. Saul was holding a spear. He threw it at David. As he did, he said to himself, "I'll pin David to the wall." But David got away from him twice. The Lord had left Saul and was with David, so Saul was afraid of David. He sent David away. He put him in command of 1,000 men. David loved the troops in battle. In everything he did, he was very successful. That's because the Lord was with him. When Saul saw how successful David was, he became afraid of him. But all the troops of Israel and Judah loved him, because he led them in battle. Saul said to David, "Here's my older daughter Merab. I'll give her to you to be your wife. Just serve me bravely and fight for your brothers." Saul said to him, "I always have to lift my hand straight and down. The Philistines will do that." But David said to Saul, "Who am I? Is anyone in my whole family that important in Israel? Am I worthy to become the king's son-in-law?" The time came for Saul to give his wife to Merab to David, and since Saul gave her to Adriel from the father to David, Saul's daughter Michal was in love with him. When they told Saul about it, he was pleased. "I'll give her to David to be his wife," Saul said to himself, "and maybe she'll travel, and maybe the Philistines will strike him down." So Saul said to David, "Now you have a second chance to become my son-in-law." Then Saul gave an order to his attendant. He said, "Speak to David in private. He told him, 'The king likes him. All his attendants love him, so become his son-in-law.'" Saul's attendants spoke these very words to David. But David said, "Do you think it's a small thing to become the king's son-in-law? I'm only a poor man. I'm not very well known." Saul's attendants told him what David had said. Saul said, "Tell David, here's the price the king wants for the bride. He wants you to kill 100 Philistines. Then bring back the skins you cut off when you said, that's how Saul will get even with his enemy." Saul heard that the Philistines would strike David dead. Saul and his also told David those things. Then David was pleased to become the king's son-in-law. So before the wedding day, David and his men went out and killed 200 Philistines. They circumcised the Philistines. Then David brought back all the skins. They counted out all of them and gave them to the king. By doing that, David could become the king's son-in-law. So Saul gave David his daughter Michal to be his wife. Saul realized that the war was with him, but he also realized that his daughter Michal loved David. So Saul became even more afraid of him. As long as Saul lived, he remained David's enemy. The Philistines' commanders kept on going out to battle. Every time they did, David had more success against them than the rest of the Philistines. So his name became known. Saul told his son Jonathan and all the attendants to kill David, but Jonathan liked David very much. So Jonathan warned, "My father Saul is looking for a chance to kill him. Be very careful tomorrow morning. Find a place to hide and stay there. My father and I will come and stand in the field where you will hide. I'll speak to him about you. Then I'll tell you what I think next." Jonathan told his father Saul some of the truth about David. He said to him, "Please don't do anything to harm David. He hasn't done anything to harm you, and what he's done has helped you a lot. He put his own life in danger when he took a life. The Lord used him to win a great battle for the whole nation of Israel. When you saw it, you were glad. So why would you do anything to harm a man like David? He is guilty of doing anything to harm you. Why would you want to kill him without any reason?" Saul paid attention to them. Saul made a promise. He said, "You can be sure that the Lord lives, and you can be just as sure that David will not be put to death." So Jonathan sent for David and told him everything he and Saul had said. Then he brought David to Saul. David served Saul as he had done before. Once more war broke out. So David went out and fought against the Philistines. He struck them down with so much force that they ran away from him. When he was blitzed by the Lord from on shore. It happened as he was sitting in his house and wondering why David was hungry.
Mom!
But Saul tried to pin him on the wall with his spear. David got away from him just as Saul drove the spear into the wall. That night David escaped. Saul sent some men to watch David's house. He told them to kill David the next morning. But David's wife Michal ignored him. He said, "You must run for your life today. If you don't, tomorrow you will be killed." So Michal helped David escape through a window. He ran and got away. And then Michal got a statue of a clock. She laid it on David's bed. She covered it with clothes. Then she put some bird hair at the place where David's head would have been. Saul sent the men to capture David. But Michal told him, "He's safe." Then Saul said back to David, Bring him up here to me in his bed." Then I'll come. But when the men entered, the only thing they found in the bed was the statue. Some great hair was at the place where David and his hair would have been. Saul said to him, "Why did you trick me with that? Why did you help my enemy escape?" Michal told him. He said to me, "Help me get away. If you don't, I'll kill you." After David had run away and escaped, he went to Samuel out round. He told him everything Saul had done to him. Then David and Samuel went to Naioth and stayed there. David and Naioth at Ramah. So Saul sent someone to capture them. When they got there, they saw a group of men to the house. Samuel was standing there as they were. In the spirit of God came on Saul. So they also began to house. Saul saw them. So sent more men. They began to house too. Saul sent some men and fed them, and they also began to house. Finally, Saul decided to go to Ramah himself. He went to the large well at Samuel. He asked some people, "Where are Samuel and David?" They were in Naioth at Ramah. So Saul went to Naioth, but the Spirit of God even came on him. He walked along the coast until he came to David. There he took off his clothes. Then he also prophesied in front of Saul. He lay there without his clothes all that day and night. That's why people said, "Is Saul one of the prophets?" David was in Naioth at Ramah. He ran away from there to where Jonathan was. He asked, "What have I done? What crime is that to me? I haven't done anything to harm my father. So why is he trying to kill me? That would never happen," Jonathan replied. "You're not going to die. My father doesn't do anything like that without letting me know. So why would he hide this from me? He isn't going to kill me." But David struggled to speak. He said, "Your father is very ill that you are pleased." He said to himself, "I don't want Jonathan to know who I'm planning to kill him. If he finds out, he'll be very sad. But I'm very close to being killed. And that's just a sure thing. Lord, and you are alive." "That will never happen," Jonathan replied. "You are going to die. My father doesn't do anything at all without letting me know. So why would he hide this from me? He isn't going to kill you." But David suddenly disagreed. He said, "Your father knows very well that you are pleased with me." He said to him, "I don't want Jonathan to know I'm planning to kill him. If he finds out, he'll be very sad. But I'm very close to him. Rest assured that the Lord and you are alive." Jonathan said to him, "I'll do anything you want me to." So David said, "Tomorrow is the time for the new moon. Suppose they eat with me. But let me go and hide with you. I'll stay there until the evening of the day after tomorrow." "Your father might be sorry. If he does, then tell him. David begged me to let him hurry home to Bethlehem. A yearly sacrifice is made on the day when he told him. The father might say, 'That's all right.' If he does, that will mean I'm safe. But he might become very angry. If he does, he'll be sure he's made up his mind to." "Come on. Please be kind. You've made a covenant with me in front of you. Become good to kill yourself. Then come here to your father. I'll never do that, Jonathan. Suppose I had you small kid that was not and made up his mind. And I'll tell you, David asked, please tell me if your father is and then you come on, Jonathan. Let's go back to it." So they went there together. Then Jonathan spoke to me. He said, "I will promise you that I'll find out what your father is planning to do. And find out by this time, the day after tomorrow. The Lord my world is a witness. If I will. Suppose my father has hard feelings toward me, then I'll send him a message and let you know. But suppose he wants to help, and I don't let you know that. Suppose I don't help you, then then maybe we'll punish me greatly. I give you, just as he is me with my father. But always be kind to me, just as the Lord is. Be kind to me as long as I live. Then I will be good. And never stop being kind to my friends. Don't stop even when the Lord is cut off every one of your everything face to them. So Jonathan made a covenant of it. He said, "They will walk all David's enemies and start to look what they've done." Jonathan had dinner with his friends because he loved him. Jonathan loved David just as he loved himself. Then Jonathan said to David, "Tomorrow is the time for the new moon. You'll be missed because you'll see after the will be empty. Go to the place where you came and make this trouble again. Go there the day after when evening is approaching. There's a stone up there called Ezra. Wait by. I'll shoot 3 arrows to one side of the stone. I'll protect down the purpose of where she's at. Then they'll send a boy out. I'll tell you. Don't find the arrows. Suppose I shoot you. The arrows are on this side. That will be yours. You won't be in any danger. And that's just the shortest thing for this life. And suppose I tell them the arrows are far over. Then go. Now name the Lord send them your way. And remember what we told you. Remember that the Lord is a witness between you and me. Then David handled the people. At the time of the new reign of his king, the king sat down to eat. He sat in his usual place by the window. Jonathan sat across from him. Abner sat next to Saul, but David's place was empty. Saul didn't say anything about it. He said to himself, something must have happened to David to make him angry. That must be why he isn't king. But the next day, David's place was empty. It was the second day of the week. Finally, Saul spoke to his son Jonathan. He said, why hasn't the son of Jesse come to me? He hasn't been here this day or time. Jonathan, David begged me to let him go to bed. So let me go. Our family is off the sacrifice from the dead. My brother has ordered me to be here. Are you pleased with me? If you are, let me go and see my brothers. That's why he hasn't come to you and go take. So looking very angry with him, he said to him, very evil son, you have refused to obey. I know that you are on the side of Jesse's son. You should be ashamed of that. And your mother should be ashamed of having a son like you. You will never be king as long as Jesse's son lives on the throne. And you will never have a king anymore. So send someone to bring the son of Jesse to me. He must die. Why do you want to put him to death? What has he done? The soldier was the edge of the table. Then Jonathan knew that his father wanted to kill him. So Jonathan got up from the table. He was very angry. On that second day of the feast, he refused to eat. He was very sad that his father was treating David so badly. The next morning, Jonathan went out to the field to meet him. He took the young boy. He said to him, run and find the arrows I shoot. As the boy ran, Jonathan shot an arrow far beyond him. The boy came to the place where Jonathan fell. Then Jonathan shouted to him. The arrow was far beyond you, didn't it? He continued, hurry up, run fast. Don't stop. The boy picked up the arrow and returned to the house. The boy didn't know what was going on. Only Jonathan and David. Jonathan gave his weapons to the boy. He told him, get back to town. Take the weapon here. After the boy is gone, David got up and he set aside his sword. He bowed down in front of him and moved his face to the ground. He did it 3 times. Then they kissed each other and cried. But David cried more than Jonathan. Jonathan said to him, go in peace. In the name of the Lord, we promise to be friends. He said, the Lord is a witness between you and me. He's a witness between your children and my children. Then David left, and Jonathan went back to the tent. David returned him like the priest said no. And what trouble was you when you met? He asked him, why is it that on the king? David answered him. The king gave me a special job. He said to me, David, anyone should what I said to you today. So I didn't say anything about it. I told my mentor, he had said, do you have anything to ask? Any time like this or anything else you could ask? But the priest answered me, I don't have any bird that is holy. I only have some holy bird here. For men who haven't slept. And David, oh, we haven't slept for 4 weeks. That's the way it is every time I leave my bed at that. We keep ourselves holy even when we do jobs that aren't holy. And that's even more true today. So the priest gave me holy bread. It was the only bread he had. It had been removed from the table that was in front of me. On the same day, he called bread and loaded his house. One of Saul's servants was there that day. He had been made to stay at the holy tent of the Lord. He was Doeg the man. Doeg was Saul's shepherd. David asked him, don't you have a spear or a sword here? Thought my sword or any other weapon. After the job he gave me to do had to be done by the Lord. Necklace with the sword of Goliath was just in his hand. He killed him in the valley of Elah. His sword is laughing. And it's behind the sacred of the He wanted to take it as the only sword. David said, there isn't any sword like that. Give it to me. That day, David read Proverbs 11. The Lord hates it when people use skills to cheat others, and when he is alive when people use honest work. When pride comes, shamefulness, but wisdom comes to this and not pride. Those who do what is right are guided by their honest line, but those who are unfaithful are destroyed by their lie. Wealth is a milk, and the king will God generous. The doing what is right saves you from death. The ways of rich people are made straight because they do what's right. Those who do what is wrong are brought down by their own sins. Wealthy people are safe by doing what's right, but those who are faithful are trapped by evil. There's place in the people who die with them. Everything that thou how goodness comes to me. Those who do right are safe from trouble, but trouble comes on those who do wrong. With their words, ungodly people destroy their neighbor, but those who do what is right escape because of their knowledge. When those who do right succeed, their city is good, but when those who do wrong die, people shout for joy. The blessing of honest people builds up a city, but the words of sinners destroy. So whoever makes fun of their neighbor has no sense, but the one who has understanding controls their tongue. Those who talk about others will tell the secrets, but those who can be trusted keep the secrets of others. Without guidance, a nation falls, but many good advisors can bring victory to a nation. Whoever promises to pay for what someone else owes will certainly suffer, but a person who doesn't agree to pay someone else's bill is safe. A woman who has a kind heart gains honor, but men who are not kind gain only wealth. Those who are kind benefit themselves, but mean people bring ruin on themselves. An evil person who really owes nothing, but the one who plans what is right will certainly be rewarded. Surely right living leads to life, but whoever runs after evil finds death. The Lord hates those whose hearts are twisted, but He is pleased with those who live without blame. You can be sure that sinners will be punished, and you can also be sure that godly people will go free. A beautiful woman who has no sense is like a gold ring in a pig's nose. What godly people long for ends only in God's strength. But what sense hope for ends only in God's hand. One person gives freely but gets even richer. Another person doesn't give what they should but gets even poorer. Everyone who gives a lot will succeed. Anyone who renews others will be renewed. People ask for bad things to happen to those who store up grain for themselves, but people ask for God's blessing on those who are willing to suffer. Anyone who looks for what is good will be blessed. Bad things will happen to a person who plans to do evil. Those who trust in their riches will fall, but those who do right will be as healthy as a green tree. Those who bring ruin on their family will receive nothing but good, and foolish people serve wisely. The fruit that godly people bear is like a tree of life, and those who are wise save life. Godly people get what they should get on earth, so ungodly people instead will suddenly get what they should get. Psalm 13. Lord, how long must I wait? Will you forget me forever? How long will you turn your face away from me? How long must I struggle with my thoughts? How long must my heart be sad day after day? How long will my enemies keep winning the battle over me? Lord my God, look at me and answer me. Give me new life, or I will die. Then my enemies will say, "You have beaten me." They will be filled with joy when I die. But I trust in your faithful love. My heart is filled with joy because you have saved me. I'll sing praise to the Lord. He has been so good to me. Now that's done, I should now give the Lord praise. Please bow your heads. Our Father in heaven, hallowed be your name. Your kingdom come, will be done on earth as it is in heaven. Give us today our daily bread. Forgive us our debts as you raise us again our debtors. Lead us not into temptation, but deliver us from the evil one. For yours is the kingdom, and the power, and the glory forever.